Hello everybody, welcome to this exercise-based Pilates class. It's Rachel here for those of you who don't know me. If you're completely new to this class or you need a refresher, then stop the video here and just go and jump back onto the Facebook page, 12th of May I think, and there is an intro there, about 5 minutes, or the same intro is also uploaded on YouTube. You'll also may notice I don't have any music going. That's my personal choice. If you want your own music, stop or pause the video here and go and set yourself up with some music. Okay, with that all sorted, let's get us going. So I'm going to get you to sit cross-legged. Now, for some, it may not be comfortable to do this. If that's the case, get a towel or a cushion, or if you have a bolster, and just lift your bottom up, or take your feet out in front of you to whatever feels comfortable. So, sitting up nice and tall, just rest your hands on your knees here. Let's open up our chest and let's draw those shoulders down and back. Let's get our spine into its neutral spine, okay, position, and just lengthen through that lower back, coming all the way up the spinal column, lengthen through the back of your neck now, and just tuck your chin in slightly there. And just start to breathe. So you've made it to the mat. You've carved this time out for yourself, such a precious time at such a peculiar time in 2020. So with that, we're breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our mouth. And we're trying to direct our breath into our upper chest area as we do this. And we'll try and keep this breathing going throughout the class, okay? And the idea of just trying to breathe into the upper chest area so you can keep your T-zone on while you're working. So let's now just roll out our shoulders. So you're going to roll them up towards the ears, okay? Forward, up towards the ears, and roll them down and back, cementing those shoulder blades down and back. Again, roll them forward, up towards the ears, and rolling them down and back once more, rolling forward up towards the ears and down and back. Now taking your hands up to your shoulders, let's do that, taking those elbows up now, forward, round and back, going forward. You can be moving. I'm moving while I'm sitting here, keeping that spine in neutral. Up and let's go the other way. Let's take them the other way. Once, just trying to loosen off through these shoulders while we hold tension and releasing the arms there. So take your hands now out in front of you. Take them out in front of you, opening up through, opening those shoulders up now, across the back of your shoulder area. Okay, and now let's take those arms up towards the ceiling, trying to keep those shoulders down and back. Okay, and you can also try and draw up your T-zone and keep that rib cage trying to flare, draw down to the chest, keeping that spine in neutral. Okay, and lift and lengthen. Okay, and now release those hands, filter, flicker those fingers down to the floor, and let's take those hands out behind us for a lovely pec stretch. So taking those arms out now and behind you and opening up those chests, okay? So don't want you slouching forward. Try and really open those shoulders up, okay? Sitting up nice and tall, open those pecs up nicely there. Enjoying that little stretch. And don't forget to breathe. And again, release those arms around to the front. Okay, so straightening out one leg out in front of you. We're going to do a little spinal twist here. Getting a glute stretch in at the first moment here. Feeling that little stretch through the side of the glute. Now you're going to turn to this knee that you're hugging. You're going to lift up again through your core, through your chest. And as you breathe out, you're going to plant this arm behind you. You're turning to the knee that you're hugging, and now plant this arm behind the knee, looking over your shoulder. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, see whether you can peek a little bit further over your shoulder there. One more breath. Lifting up, and then breathe out as you just release yourself and come back to the start, swapping over. Okay, so cross and hug this leg in, hugging it in. You should get a nice stretch through the side of the glute, really lifting up tall through your chest. Another way to think about it is to imagine there's a string pulling you from the top of your head here up towards your ceiling, but you keep your chin tucked in, shoulders down and back. Breathe in, and then as we breathe out, we're going to plant this hand behind us for that bit of support. Turn, okay, to that knee you're hugging, and tuck this elbow behind that knee. Okay, so breathing in, and as you breathe out, just look a little further behind you, getting that stretch and getting that twist through the spine. One more breath, and then slowly release in yourself back to center. So coming now down, lying onto your backs, okay? So coming down carefully. Okay, feet are hip distance apart. And we're going to just start with a little pelvic floor or T-zone warm up. So you're going to visualize your T on your lower abdomen, so that triangle T. Okay, sorry for anyone if you're in Camperdown or Timboon or further afield and you've tuned into this video. Okay, so on that terrain fitness, so a bit of a hit out for us people in terrain. So let's inhale now, and let's draw up along that vertical line of the T as if you're stopping yourself going to the toilet or passing wind. Okay, we're just tightening the pelvic floor there. Then flatten across that horizontal part of the T, and you're drawing those hip bones across towards each other. So this imaginary T, and then just release everything and let it go. Go again, breathing in, drawing up or lifting up. I've got my fingers on the inside of my hip bones here, just feeling for that TA kicking in under those fingers. And release and let it go. One more of these short holds. Breathing in, drawing up or lifting up. And flatten. And release. And let it go. So give yourself that little wiggle on the mat. Okay? Planting your arms now beside you. We're just going to do a little pelvic tilt here. Okay, so bring those feet a bit closer towards your bottom. Open your chest up, snuggle those shoulder blades down and back. Okay, set that T-zone, and then you're going to just imprint. So you're flattening that back into your mat, just tilting the tailbone slightly, and then you're going to unravel the spine and bring it back to neutral. Go again. We're just getting a bit of spinal mobility happening here. Tilting and coming back. So imagine that your pelvis is on a long rod, okay? So you then tilt it one way up, and then you bring it back, and you bring the spine back to neutral. Okay, that's nice and comfortable now. We're going to do a little pelvic curl. So this time set your T-zone. You're going to imprint that lower back into the mat, tilting the tailbone slightly, imagining it's on that cog. Now push through those heels, and you're going to round through that lower back. You're going to bring your bottom off the mat. The lower back comes up, and this is called a pelvic curl, and upper back comes up into a bridge at the top. Inhale at the top here, and then breathe out, lower yourself down, one vertebra at a time. Now, if you've got any disc concerns, or your back is just tweaking or talking to you a little bit, I want you to just do a straight bridge lift rather than articulating that spine and getting this pelvic tilt at the bottom, okay? So in that case, you're just lifting up and lowering down in a bridge. Go again, set the T-zone. Either do your straight bridge up or round through that lower back, dig through those heels, pushing up, rounding up, directing those knees towards the front of you, roll up to the top. Inhale at the top, and roll yourself back down. On the next ones, you can add your arms in if you like. So as you're lifting up, you take and imagine you're holding onto one of those big fit balls or a big beach ball, up and over. And we're just again, this is about mobilizing, loosening up this spine, particularly your lower back. Okay, one more of these, set that T-zone, round, push through those heels, rolling up we go. And if you want to, take those arms up and overhead, don't overarch at the top here. Okay, and roll yourself back down, imprinting that lower back into the mat, unraveling the spine, and coming back into neutral. So you should be feeling like you're loosening off there. Straighten out both legs along the mat, and now hug one knee into the chest, imprinting that lower back into the mat, feeling that stretch through the glute and the lower back there. And let's swap those legs over, swap over to the other side, just a single leg hug, holding that little stretch there. And now hug both knees into your chest. Okay, and if that's nice and comfortable, just gently rock those knees from side to side. And draw little circles on the ceiling if that's comfortable. If it's not, just do the side to side. It's a little massage out on your lower back, then go the other way. And then we're going to rest those feet back down on the mat, okay? Now let's take our hands behind us, elbows on nice and wide. So spine is in neutral. We're going to start with a little oblique curl, but the feet stay on the floor just to start with, just to warm us up. Set that T-zone now, and you're going to breathe out. You're going to lift up, and you're going to curl over to one knee. And then inhale, lower, inhale, set the T-zone, and now lift up and curl over to the other knee. Okay, so keep going. Inhale, set that T-zone, lift and curl. And inhale, lower. And as you're lifting up and curling over, we're trying to use the side of the waist. We're trying to keep this elbow nice and wide. So think more about your armpit going over towards the knee. If that's nice and easy, okay, imprint those lower backs into the mat. So we go for the imprinted spine and put your legs up into tabletop, knees sitting above those hips, shins parallel with the mat beneath you, and have them just hip distance apart. And you're going to carry on and lift up and now curl over to the knee. Now if this is too hard, if you've got any pelvic floor concerns or your back is again speaking out to you a little bit, then just leave your feet on the floor and go for the easier options. Set that T-zone, breathe out, curl up, curl and over. One more now. Should be warming up through the core and have just a smidgen of a rest there. So we're now going to try bicycle legs. I'll start with the harder version first, and then we'll move on to I'll demonstrate an easier version. So legs come back into tabletop. Flatten or imprint that lower back into the mat. Press it into the back of the mat. Hands are going behind the head. Elbows are nice and wide. Set that T-zone. Now breathe out. You're going to lift the head and the shoulders up off the mat. Now holding it there. Set that T-zone. Now exhale. You're going to extend one leg. Inhale, bring it back, and exhale as you extend. So chin is tucked in, elbows are nice and wide. Okay, so exhale as you extend, inhale, come back. Now, if you're finding this too hard, okay, you can rest your head back down on the mat, and you can just take those legs up towards the ceiling. If your back is speaking to you or you've got any pelvic floor concerns, put those feet back down on the mat and just do a little lift foot and extend the leg out. So it's a bit like a bicycle leg on the floor, lifting it up and extending it out. Okay, so choose your level. We're nearly done with these. All right, just do a couple more, setting that T-zone. Exhale as you extend, inhale, come back. If you need to take it to the lower level, that's fine. And one more. And rest it there. Hug those knees into your chest. Okay, and now extend those legs out along the mat and extend your arms up and overhead and just enjoy a lovely big body stretch, lengthening through one side of the body and then lengthening through the other. Okay, rolling onto your sides for me. We're on to the infamous clams. Okay, I know some of you ladies love these and some of you, ladies and gents, love these and some people do not enjoy these very much. So you're going to have your feet in line with your bottom, okay, and your knees are sitting at 45 degrees to your hips. And I want your arm extended out and your head is supported. If you haven't got this extension in your arm, grab that towel or that bolster or cushion and just support your head there.
The key with this is to push the top hip away and just lean that little bit forward, okay? So it should start feeling like you're sort of leaning forward. We're targeting the glute medius at the side of the hip here. Set that T-zone. It feels like you're drawing that tummy away from the mat. Now squeeze the heels and lift this knee as high as it will go without you starting to roll backwards. And inhale, lower. Breathe out as you lift. And inhale, lower. Now, if you're finding these hip flexors are starting to kick in through the front of the hip there, or you're feeling it in other areas down the legs, check your position, push the top hip away and lean forward. And you can try and lift these feet up off the floor. That will help switch off the hip flexors at the front here. Okay, now when you bring these knees together, consciously try and just give the glutes a bit of a squeeze and then go and lift the knee. And notice I'm placing my hand here on the side of my glute there to just try and just feel for this muscle working in under that hip. So keep going, breathe out as you lift and lower. Just a couple more, lift and lower. Should be starting to feel it through the side of the glute. You may be feeling it in the glute on the ground, and that's fine. Alright, one more now. And just rest that there, and so put the bottom leg back on the floor if it's raised up. Straighten out that top leg now out in line with the bottom. Try and relax the feet. Okay, push that top hip away and lean that little bit forward. We're going to do a single leg raise or straight leg raise. Flex the foot now and just sweep it forward. It doesn't have to come way out in front, just in line with this leg on the floor. Turn those toes towards the floor, lower and lift, and lower and lift. This is quite an intense one, so I won't do too much of it. Okay, 3 and 2 and 1. Now straighten that leg up, straighten it up, swing it back in line with the body. I'm going to draw little rectangles. So lower your leg down, swing it out in front, bring the leg up and swing it back in line with the body. Keep going, set that T-zone, lower the leg down, swing it out in front, bring it back up and back in line with the body. Key with this again, keep your torso still, so you're just moving this leg from its hip socket. I'm starting to feel it on the glute, okay, on the ground, because that's helping me stabilize in this position, okay? And now I'm going to reverse it, all right? So this time we sweep the leg forward at the front, lower it down, bring it back in line with your body, and lift it up. Inhale, sweep forward, lower it down. Breathe out as you sweep back and lift it up. One more of these. Lower and swing it back and lift it up. Now, bring those feet now up to 90 degrees. The whole leg's up to 90 degrees. So your shins are running parallel with the mat beneath you. It's like you're sat on a seat, but you're lying down, if that makes sense. Set that T-zone, and now you're going to lift the whole leg up. This is a killer. Try and relax the feet and lower. Breathe out as you lift. Inhale, lower. Lift and lower. We won't do too many of these. You'll be feeling it through these glute medius. And mins are working here. We often work on the glute max, and these smaller glute muscles are often missed. So key for hip stabilizing and help a whole multitude of sports. Okay, one more now. Oh, and I should have got to you then. So give that a good whack out, and I'm going to swap you over to the other side. So swapping yourself over, and we'll start with the old clams first off. So again, head supported by your arm here, and if you can't, support it with that towel. Legs are at 90 degrees, and try and have your feet in line with your bottom. Set that T-zone, push that top hip away and lean that little bit forward. Now exhale, squeeze those heels together and lift that knee without rolling backwards. And inhale, lower. Drop that T-zone and lift the knee. And lower. Exhale as you lift. And inhale, lower. So keep going, breathe out, lift. Inhale, lower. If you're finding your You're feeding it down the leg, feeding it in the hip flexors. Lift these feet up off the floor and try and get the discomfort, okay? It's discomfort through the muscle in the side, the glute here. And often I'll put my hand there and just see, okay, try and feel it under that hand. You can close your eyes and consciously try and squeeze the glute and then go and lift the knee. See if you can get that deeper contraction through that glute there. Keep going, try not to roll backwards, check your position, okay, so you're not leaning back. Alright, lift and lower, one more. And rest that foot down if it's raised up, and let's straighten that top leg out. Try and relax those feet for me. Check your position, push that top hip away, lean a little bit forward. Now flex that straight leg, and we'll just straight leg res. Swing the leg just out slightly in front of you, not way out in front. Turn those toes towards the floor. Inhale, lower and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Let's draw up that T-zone. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep going. I'm feeling it in the glutes on the floor and the glutes here. All right, we are getting there. 2 more of these because this is an intense one. Final one. Now bring it up, straighten it up. Swing it back in line with the body. Push that top hip away. We're going to do the little rectangle. So inhale, sweep the leg forward and lift the leg up. Bring it back, lower it down. Inhale, sweep and lift. Exhale, sweep and lower. Keep going. Now if you're finding the breathing a bit strange with this, just breathe. So don't forget to breathe. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep your torso still. Move just from this hip socket. Okay, you ready to switch it? Alright, we're going to switcheroo. Hold that there. Swing the leg out in front. Lower it down. Bring it back in line with the body. Lift it up. Out in front. Lower it down. Sweep it back. Lift it up. One more. And hold that there. Okay, bring those both legs up now as if you sat on the seat. So legs come up to 90, not to 45. So your shins are parallel with your mat in the front of you there. Set that T-zone and now breathe out. Lift the whole leg up and lower. Breathe out as you lift. Woohoo! Inhale, lower. All right, keep going. Lift and lower. Just a couple more. All right. Oh, we'll do just 2 more. And 1. Yikes. And rest that there. Give those glutes a good rub. Okay, coming up gently now onto all fours. So we're going to try a little tricep circle here. This is actually quite a challenging exercise. I have done it before, okay, when we were in the last lockdown. Okay, so you take your hands directly under those shoulders and knees directly under the hips. If you struggle with your balance, you don't feel you've got this upper body strength, just do a plank for me, okay? So do an alternative. So for this little tricep circles number, okay, elbows are pointing towards the back. Okay, lengthen through the back of the neck. Set that T-zone. And you're going to lower your nose down and you'll find, take those elbows out behind you. Okay, the head comes out in front of you. Now you're going to push yourself forward. Okay, bending those elbows, keeping those elbows tucked into the side, and then push yourself back up, straightening out those arms. And you should find that your knees just go behind, the hips go behind the knees. Setting that T-zone, inhale, lowering yourself down. It's like a little circle, push through. Bending those elbows, now straightening those elbows up. Okay, and coming back, taking those hips behind those knees. Bend those elbows, nose to the floor, and then take it forward, elbows tucked in, push through. Gosh, my triceps are kicking in. And so you're getting in a nice rhythm now, so try and keep it a lovely, smooth, flowing movement. Okay, let's draw those ribs up to meet those shoulder blades. Don't let those shoulder blades wing out. Just a couple more, sinking down, push through, and we'll do just 1 more, sinking down, push round and through, calming, back up. Now sink your bottoms back to your heels. Take your hands out in front of you. You can have either your knees together or you can take them as wide as your mat. Okay, and just sink yourself down, resting your head on the mat for the little prayer stretch here. One, breathing in and out, enjoying just this little moment all to yourself. One more breath. Now, paint little train tracks with your hands. So painting train tracks, plant the hands by the side of your head now. Bring those knees together slightly and you're going to push up slowly, rounding through that spine. Stack those vertebrae up on top of each other. Leave your head down. Now, lengthen through that spine now. Bring those shoulders up first and the head comes up last. Lovely. Okay, let's just get you sitting however's comfortable. So swinging those legs out. Either I'm going to sit cross-legged or you may choose to sit with your legs out in front. So doing a little tricep stretch. Take your arm now up and overhead. Taking this other hand just under the elbow joint there and lift up. Okay, and feel that stretch. And if you're not feeling that stretch, you can just try and tilt it over to the side there, getting that stretch through that tricep there. Don't forget to breathe. If this is uncomfortable seated, you can do this standing instead. Okay, for both of these stretches. So I'm going to move on to a little shoulder stretch. And let's gently just release that arm now. And let's take this arm out in front of you. Happens to be my left arm. I don't mind which arm you're using because I can't see you. Okay, so take that arm across your chest and let's grab onto that forearm, but try and keep this shoulder consciously down and arm is nice and straight. So we're getting a stretch across that shoulder area. You can now just turn, rotate that hand and that arm and dial that thumb 180 degrees towards the floor, trying to keep the shoulder down and back and straighten through that arm, keeping it close into the chest. One more breath and then gently release that there. Let's swap over to the other side. So take the other arm up now, happens to be my right arm. Bend that elbow behind you and we'll do this little tricep stretch. Okay, so really lifting up through your chest, lifting up through your torso. And you can lift up, okay, and just try and ease that arm over the side to get a bit more of a stretch there through the side of the tricep, or just leave yourself up straight. Okay, doing whatever works for you. One more breath there. And gently releasing those arms, letting them float back down. And take one arm, this right arm out in front of you. Okay, draw that shoulder back into its socket and take that across your chest, holding onto the front of the forearm here. Thumb up towards the ceiling initially, keeping that shoulder down and back, all right? Sitting up nice and tall, string pulling you from the crown of your head. Now dial that thumb, turn it 180 degrees, dialing that thumb towards the floor. Keep that shoulder down and back. Straighten that arm as much as you can. It's a lovely shoulder stretch here. Shouldn't be any pain or discomfort through your shoulder though, at all. If there is, just do a simple, okay, ease off that stretch, okay? And breathe out and release that arm there. Final little stretch is called the mermaid stretch. If you've knees and hip problems, this isn't going to suit everyone. So you're gonna sit as if you're a mermaid. And I have described it as sitting like a mermaid on a rock, okay? And if you can't sit like this, just sit cross-legged for me, okay? So you're gonna lift up, okay? And then bend over to the feet that are directed towards the other side. So your knees are pointed in one direction and this arm is going up and lengthening over. And you should get this lovely feeling and lovely stretch through the side of your waist here. Okay, now if that is uncomfortable for you, then just sit cross-legged, support yourself and lift up and lengthen over like so. Okay, so choose your position. This is a bit more of an intense stretch. If
you want to make it more intense, take this hand over to the opposite knee. Try and open your chest up, don't let yourself round through that lower back. Open up your chest there. Inhale there. And then breathe out, gently release yourself back and down, and we'll swap over onto the other side, either sitting cross-legged, lifting up and lengthening over, or taking both feet out at the side and sitting up nice and tall. Now lifting up the arm, up, and taking this hand over to the feet, okay? Opposite direction from the knees, so you shouldn't be going this way, okay? Taking this arm up and really lengthen through again the side of your body, trying to stretch out through the side of the body there. And if you want a deeper stretch, take this arm over to the opposite knee, trying to open up through that chest there. One more breath, and breathe out and release your arms there. Now with that, ladies and gents, we are finished. So I hope you have enjoyed the class and hope to see you all soon. Stay well and healthy till then. Bye for now.